All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Let us analyze the pairs that we are going to be looking for this new week. Right. So the very first pair, let's start. Uh, AUDUSD. Let's delete everything and see what we have. AUDUSD is currently bearish. AUDUSD is currently bearish. Okay. Okay, we can use this area of interest. We can use this as our area of interest. Weekly time frame. Okay. So weekly time frame is also currently bearish, right? So we preferably need a break and retest under here to sell. Let us see the 4-hour time frame. 4-hour time frame is also bearish. So we have 3 time frames that are bearish. So we can actually look for a break and retest under here to sell. Right? We can just look for a break and retest like here to sell. Let us see we have a round psychological level here. No round psychological level. Is this a good trade? Let us see here. I'm still trying to understand this market very well. But it's a very bearish market, by the way. So I think price still has a lot more price action to actually do, right? Before we look for entries, right? Yeah, we'll just be waiting for a break and retest under to sell. So last week this pair actually gave me money, right? So I'm looking to see if it will give me money again this week. Next pair, um, Euro AUD. Let us see. So Euro AUD. Let's see the daily time frame. I lost money on this pair last week, right? And it was just a week out, and it's not that I was wrong, right? So price actually went to the direction, just that the last day before we went, this was just a week out. A week us out, right? Or it weeked me out, if I'm to be. I can't really see anything for Euro area. I'm pretty sure it has already played out. The clean support and resistance area was down here. I'm pretty sure it has already played out. So next pair, USD card. USD card still has the potential of buying this new week again, but we can't really find where to enter. Let us see the 4-hour time frame for support and resistance level. If I'm going to be trading this pair, it's going to be forced. I don't want to force any pair this week, right? Right. What I'm seeing here is some minor area right here for a potential break and retest above to buy. That's what I'm seeing, but I don't think I'm adding it for this week. Right, this could actually happen right here. NZD card next pair. Let us see what we have. NZD card left us, right? So we are waiting for a break and retest. Price didn't necessarily get to area of interest, right, before giving us the engulfing. And maybe I was just trying to be too careful. Plus, I was already on a trade on AUDUSD, so we just missed this one. That is just so sad because I've been waiting for this trade for long actually, right? You guys watch the last video, you understand what I'm talking about. So, but right now, price is at the lower low. I don't think we'll have any opportunity with this market. And by the way, it has already gotten to final take profit target, which is this low right here, right? Price already at that point, right? So now we have nothing to actually do with this market. Has already gotten to that point. GBPUSD next pair. Let's start from the daily time frame. Daily time frame looks like GBPUSD still has a lot of more work to do. It still has to get back to area of interest first before we look for reason to sell. There's no need for having this pair for this week, not because I don't believe price can make it all the way here this week. Price can actually do that this week, but do that and have the move this week is unlikely, right? So I don't think that's going to happen. So that is the only reason I'm not adding this pair. This is a very clean setup, right? Clearly bearish, weekly time frame. is also bearish, and then the 4-hour time frame is, well, currently bullish right now because it's getting back to area of interest. Next pair we have is EURUSD. Now let me take my time here because it's already looking clean. All right, as you can see what I'm seeing right now. So let us take our time here. Same area of interest. There's no need to delete it. There's no need to delete this area of interest. It's the same one we are going to be using here. Let me delete all these ones. So right now, price was bullish, right? And this was clearly the higher high. This was the higher low, and price started creating new lows. And this is clearly the new lower low, right? For a potential lower high to continue selling. From the EMA, you can clearly see that price was bullish and it switched bearish. We have a strong support and resistance level here on the daily time frame, right? So it's very simple what we'll be looking for here. We are looking to sell, right? We are looking to sell. Now let's see how the weekly also looks. The weekly time frame is all over the place, by the way, and I don't really care that much, right? Because the daily time frame is very clean. So let us see how the 4-hour time frame is looking. Now in this case, I'll call the 4-hour time frame bullish, right? I'll call it 4-hour time frame bullish. Why? Because this was the lower low, and this was the lower low, and this was the lower high. So price have actually closed above that high and started creating new highs, right? What I want to see on the 4-hour time frame is for price to actually come back up again and have a shift of structure before I'll be interested. Now the reason for that is because the weekly time frame, I can't make a decision on it if it's bullish or bearish. If it was just bearish, right, on the weekly time frame, then on the 4-hour time frame, I'll just be looking for entries here on the 1-hour time frame to sell, right? But this right here, since we are using two time frames, we'll be using the daily and the 4-hour in this case. So we still need the 4-hour to turn bearish for us to be interested in selling. You understand? So usually I like an engulfing on the 4-hour time frame from area of interest, but the market structure right now is actually still bullish. So I need price to actually switch bearish for me to be interested in actually taking this market. Right, so we still need a little bit more price action. I'll be adding this pair for this week. GBPAUD next pair. All right, GBPAUD. Let's see how it looks on the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, market is bearish. Market is bearish. This is clearly the lower low, and this is the lower high, right? Okay, so let's see how the weekly looks. The weekly is also bearish, right? Lower low, lower high. So let us. Now I'm not liking this market. The only reason is because I'm struggling to analyze this market, right? So that is the only reason I'm not liking it. So let's see this area of interest. I don't like struggling to analyze the market. 1, 2, all right. So market stalled here, and price is around that level. I believe this market could actually sell. Let us see how the 4-hour looks. The 4-hour is currently bullish, right? I believe this market could sell, but how to enter this market is what I don't personally know, right? So maybe it's to enter on the 1-hour time frame, wait for a shift of structure, and then a break and retest to enter sales. But I don't think I'll be personally be interested in this market, right? Euro AUD card. Okay, AUD card. It was someone who was asking me about this trade, right? I'm pretty sure his stop loss was around here, so he got stopped out. I was explaining to him on the Telegram. So he was from the Telegram as well. He was asking me this question. I was explaining to him why his stop loss was supposed to be here, and I'm just realizing right now that price was in drawdown. This was where I was explaining the market to him, and now price is actually currently in profit. That's crazy. That's crazy, right? So anyway, that is story for another time. Right, let's delete everything and analyze this market right now. So weekly time frame. Weekly time frame is, well, actually bullish. or bearish? Come in, let me step in closer and see. Well, we'll make a decision about that. Let's look at other time frames. Daily time frame. Daily time frame is bearish. Daily time frame is bearish. This trade is tricky. This particular trade seems tricky. Now, we might look for something here, just minor area of interest, or we can look for another one here. So let me see how the 4 hour looks. Just stick with me here. Let me see how the 4 hour looks. So now in this case, let's assume that this is the 4 hour area of interest that we're using, right? And did I call any higher time frame bearish? Let's see. The daily. Yeah, okay, so the daily is bearish, right? So we are using 4 hour area of interest on this one. This is a tricky one, right? But it's also a clean one too. This is what I'm thinking. It retests back into around this area to sell to this area. Guys, are you guys seeing what I'm seeing? Let's see how the 1 hour looks. I'm telling you right now, bro. This is the left head, right shoulder right now. Price is currently, dude. I'll add this pair for this week. I like this one. I like this pair. Let's see if there's a round psychological level here. So there's a round psychological level here. So let's draw it. We have round psychological level 0.91500. Right, so there's a round psychological level here. From the EME, you can clearly see that this market is selling. Right, from the EME, you can see it's selling. Another thing you guys need to know, you see, that's why I keep saying that you guys should be watching the longer version of this video. Right, people that are always watching the shorter version, man, there's some things I'll say that I might not really say in the shorter version ever, because I'm trying to just rush the video and tell you what the pairs are for this week. So let me tell you what I was about to say. Using set and forget strategy, right? If you should be more confident in taking sells than buys. That's another thing I have to learn too, right? Sell has a way of winning more with this strategy that I'm using right now. Having selling trades, taking trades to the downside actually have more I don't know how to call it, but you have more chances of winning that trade than taking a buy trade. I don't know what the psychology is behind it. I don't know anything. It's just something I've noticed over the past weeks or something. I'm pretty sure Alex G made a video about something like that. Let's see. Sorry. Just stick with me here, please. So in this video, right? I'm sure that is the latest video, right? Yes. In this video, just watch the beginning version, the starting of this video, right? I think he was showing his analytics, right? If you check the selling trades, you see that those trades were actually the ones playing out more than buy trade. So that's another golden this thing you need to know, right? If you're not too confident in the trade, if it's more of a sell trade, then I feel like you should be more confident in taking that trade, right? So that's just me, right? So next pair, by the way, let me add this one for this week. I'm interested in this one. Euro NZD. Let's see what we have here. All right, bro. Tell me why I'm not interested in this market, guys. Tell me in the comment section. Comment why am I not interested in Euro NZD. Next pair, AUDCHF. All right. So AUDCHF. Let me see what we have there. So let me see what happened last time. Apparently, I was waiting for a break and retest from here, which never happened, right, to sell. So price was pretty much pumping up, and then I was pretty much waiting for some form of retest back into this area to sell, and price actually retest back into this area and it's selling right now. I'm pretty good at predicting this market. You guys should stick with me on this one, right? So All right, I remember when I was explaining this video that this price could actually react from here. If I find a clip of where I was analyzing this market, I will attach it to this video, right? I was not adding it for this week, but I told you guys that this might actually happen right here. I think it's in one of those videos I uploaded. So I'll let you guys know. I'll attach it to this video. With me here. This right here. Okay. All right. Listen, I'm not going to stress myself about this pair, but I'm looking at something here. Price could actually get here and start selling down. Price could actually get around here and start selling down. But I'll argue that this trade is a counter trend trade setup, right? But am I interested in this market? No, I'm not interested in this market. So another pair, AUD GPY pairs. This market is actually currently bullish on a daily time frame. On the weekly time frame, the market is also currently bullish, right? The 4-hour time frame is now bearish, actually, right? The 4-hour time frame is actually bearish right now. So we don't even have two time frame in sync. Next pair, please. GBP Let's go to the daily time frame. Okay, GBP I remember this pair. Is that pair that does not have any price action on this level below this black line. It barely has any price action below that black line. So of course we don't really have any price data to know what to do on this market, right? So we can't really do anything on GBP CHF. So we have to go to another pair, Euro GBP. All right, so Euro GBP. I was pretty much waiting for price to get back into this area to buy. Apparently, he just had a retracement and he started buying without having it back into this area. This is the only valid area. We can't draw an area of interest here, so we can't really trade this market, right? So it seems like this week we're just going to have very few markets to actually play, right? Another pair, let's see, NZD/USD. All right, so daily time frame. I was expecting this market to sell. It sold, but apparently we didn't have any area of interest. So there's nothing to do. But price has not really gotten to final take profit target, which simply means we should just be looking for sales, but you know, there's no area for me. To me, these areas are way too far. I like current price data than far price action, right? So I'm not going to be forcing any trades, like I said. Next pair, CAD JPY. CAD JPY. Of course, if you see the direction again, I was expecting this market to buy, and it bought, as you can see right here. So did I miss this trade? I'm trying to remember if I missed this trade. I don't think I missed this trade. It's looking very familiar for me to. All right, but let's see what we have, by the way. Right, daily time frame is what? Bullish, I think, or even bearish, or confusing. By the way, I don't want to be confused on this market. Price is bullish on the weekly time frame, very clear, and 4-hour time frame is currently very indecisive. It's basically a double high. If price breaks above this high, it's supposed to be bullish, right? If price is still under this high, it's supposed to be bearish. So I'm not really sure. I can take my chances on that one. Well, what do I think? Let me analyze it and see what I just think. Random thinking. I might not add it for this week. So let me see what we have here. Okay. So Okay, so let's see the weekly again. This happened before, right? That's what's happening right now, this one. So can the next week actually be a bullish candle after this? Let's go to the daily again. The daily, man, minor area might be on the 4 hour. Let me see. 4 hour time frame. I actually just come here to continue buying actually. Right? That's just my thoughts. Right? But am I adding it for this week? No. The reason is simply because I could barely just get it in first try. I had to think too much on this market. This is not that bad, to be honest. This is not that bad. Overall bullish, by the way. This is not that bad. Let me just keep it under XAUUSD. GBPNZD next pair. So GBPNZD here, okay, here I was expecting sales, right? I was expecting sales. Now what we're simply looking for was a break and retest under here to sell. As you can see, price never actually broke under that level. Let's go to a closer time frame. You can see price never actually broke under this level. So that's how we avoided this loss. Again, following this strategy, man, is very, very, very good, right? But this would have been a good sell if this market actually, anyway. So let's see. Let's analyze this pair and see. Daily time frame. All right, you can barely. You guys know why I'm not going to be taking this trade. You guys know why I can't take anything here, right? You guys know that. So next pair, USD JPY. All right, USD JPY, bullish on the daily time frame, weekly time frame, also bullish. 4 hour time frame, 4 hour time frame. What's 4 hour time frame? 4 hour time frame is bearish, bullish, bearish. So 4 hour time frame is bearish actually. So let me see what we have here. We have 2 time frame in sync already, right? Bullish markets, right? So let me extend this area of interest and let me even check whether it's a valid one. All right, it's valid. Price came here and rejected down, came here and rejected down, right? This line, let me just redraw it again to just fit in what I'm trying to do here, right? So let's see. Let me go to the 1 hour time frame and see. The 1 hour time frame was bearish, bullish, bullish, still bullish, still bullish. I don't know why this particular one is stressing me, but it looks good to buy, right? But these buying markets, man. So maybe a minor break and retest above this area will be good for buys. Right, so let me add it under XAU again. GBY. Daily time frame. We still have this area of which I predicted buys from that time. Remember, So we bought this market. Oh, we didn't actually buy this market, right? But I was just predicting. I was explaining why I was looking for buys on this market. So he actually bought, but I'm pretty sure we actually missed it, right? So I'm actually sure we missed this one. So price is pretty much coming to that same area again. Of course, there's nothing we can predict there. It's just another buys again, by the way, right? So that's that for NZD JPY, but I'm not doing it for this week. Euro JPY. If all JPY pairs are telling me buys, I might just add those two JPY pairs for this week and see what I'm. Daily time frame bullish. Daily time frame bearish. Sorry. No area of interest, by the way. There's no need to even continue. GBP JPY bearish on this time frame, and 4-hour time frame is also bearish. I'm also not adding this pair for this week. Then the last pair is card GBP card. I'm already tired. Seriously. There's nothing to see here. Anyway, let me recap on the pairs I'm trying to see this week again. So, first pair is AUDUSD. Right, so AUDUSD, let us be sure what we are doing here. AUDUSD, clean area of interest, and it's valid because we have 1, 2, 3 rejections from that area. Very valid, right? Market structure is currently bearish too, right? Yes, bearish. Weekly time frame is also bearish, right? Also bearish. Then 4-hour time frame is also bearish, right? And now we are still above area. That's why we are looking for a break and retest under to continue selling, right? And maybe we have not so clean left head, right shoulder right here, but you can decide to add it as your confluence if you want, right? So AUD USD is a good pair for this week, so that's good. Euro USD might actually be one of the cleanest. Daily time frame, what did we see? We saw an area of interest that have multiple rejections and has been respected by price over time. Market structure is currently bearish, creating new lows, right? New lower lows, and now we have had the retracement that we have been waiting for, which simply means we should just be looking for reasons to continue selling here. So daily time frame is bearish. Let's see how the weekly actually looks. Weekly time frame, well, you can call it bullish or bearish. So let's see how the 4-hour looks. So that will be a decisive factor. Alright, so 4-hour time frame, we now have to wait for 4 hours to shift bearish to sell. So this might not be ready as soon as possible, but I actually have a feeling that this market can actually leave us and just start selling, right? But we have to follow the strategy and actually wait for market to actually have that shift, right? Because if you look at GBPUSD, you can see that GBPUSD still has a long way to actually go to area of interest, and these pairs kind of move similar at times, right? So I'm just pointing that out, right? So that's that for Euro USD. Then the last pair is AUD card, right? We are just looking for a retest to sell. For some reason, I actually like AUD card, even if it's not like one of the best from what I just finished analyzing, right? But AUD card, man, it looks good to me, right? It's something I can put my money on. Then we might actually be looking at CAD JPY for buys and USD JPY for what? For buys. So let's just add them for this week, right? Since we'll be looking at them, because that's what I kept them under. That's where I kept USD card last week. I kept it under XAUUSD, so I didn't really pay attention to it, and that's how I actually missed that trade, right? So let's just keep this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pairs for this week, right? So again, turn on your notification. That's pretty much it for this video, right? I'll be making a shorter version of this video again to explain the pairs I'm looking to see for this week. So that's pretty much it, guys, and I hope you guys win next week.